Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4, I believe, on Crypto and Chill. Today, we got a special guest for the vets. You already know who he is. He's been on my channel a few times. He hasn't been on in a minute, though. It's been a while. Sir, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey. Excuse me. How's everybody doing today? Lionel. Uh, Pretty sure a lot of you all know me. I've been around, on the YouTube space, the YouTube streets. My interests include cryptocurrency investing and trading.
That's what's up. And yeah, you had to. He has a channel which he hasn't really been active on recently, but it's on Crypto with Lionel. Is that right?
Yeah, crypto with Lionel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, can we expect a comeback soon or eventually?
To be honest, it's up in the air. I can't give you a hard answer on that one right now.
All right. Well, let's take a quick look at the markets today, guys. We're just gonna look at certain different things, and please hit the like button while we go into it. I know there's been a lot of news, a lot of FUD, but you guys know on this channel, man, I'm not gonna give you hopium. Now, before we even get into the market, but let me read the prices, and then we're going to talk about something that a lot of people have been asking me about, and then we'll definitely get Lionel's input on this as well. But right now, Bitcoin is at $40,750. Yikes! Okay, yeah, and I know a lot of you guys. I mean, it may be 50-50. Some people may be happy about that because then they can buy the dip. You already know my motto. By the way, it's not financial advice. It's your boy Jones. And some people may not be, right? Because we've been waiting for this to really get moving. But Ethereum is below 3,000 at $2,751. ADA's at 198. XRP, you already know. That's my girl right there. 88 cents. Solana remaining at, well, at 123.08. Dogecoin is at 20 cents. Okay. So the market has been pretty much red for today. Um, and I want to say this here. A lot of people, especially a lot of people that are just new in the market, they might freak out and panic and whatnot. Lionel, let's get to you because you and I we've been in this space around the same time. When you see all of a sudden Bitcoin or your coins going red. I mean, obviously you're not happy about that. And I know you're more of a TA guy, but how do you handle that? Because I know for some people, this whole year has been an emotional roller coaster, right? Where it looks like, hey, we're going to go up. And then now it's like, as soon as it seems like we make some headway, then there's like a correction. What's your sentiment on the markets?
I would say, explaining from a TA standpoint, I always have your numbers, and that's to anybody that's listening live or listening to the rerun. I always have your numbers. Whatever you invest in, it's easy for, and I would use everyone knows Plan B. Uh, his projections in the cryptocurrency space. He's a one of the more familiar TA and more like TA charts in the cryptocurrency space. So I'm gonna use his numbers. It's easy to say Bitcoin going to X amount. Be it low or high. Well, if you invested in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, have your number that you will say if this coin or this asset gets to this price, I'm selling. Because if you don't, I'm gonna harken back to 2017. 2017, people were saying Bitcoin going to $1 million. We was hearing that, but alone, I'm not here to say, oh, Bitcoin is not it's going to go to $1 million. I'll agree with, I'll agree with everybody out there that's saying Bitcoin to $1 million. But along the way, on that road to $1 million, it's going to be highs and lows. And just like 2017, it went beginning of 2017, it was like $990. It peaked at 20,000. Then it was slammed back down to 3,000. So yeah, it can get to $1 million, but on the way, have your numbers. Say, hey, I my portfolio increased this much. I'm gonna take some profit. I'm gonna cash out. I'm gonna sell. So just in case Bitcoin go to $1 million or any other cryptocurrency go to these astronomical numbers, you would have set yourself up before these numbers are attained. So in terms of Bitcoin, peaked at 64,000 some change, and now it's at 40 some thousand.
Yes, sir. 40,705.
Hey, just stop smoking opium. It's like stop smoking
Lionel came out and said,
opium.
"Oh
Like
man,
it's because me and you talked about it. I had to distance myself from crypto social media. YouTube, Twitter, that.
well, Lionel,
It's
let me
yeah.
ask you this because I'm glad you brought that up because that'll actually lead us into one of our segue topics. But do you believe that we're in a bear market right now, or is this a bull trap? From what you're seeing from the charts, I know you haven't done that analysis lately, but we're definitely on the downtrend right now, right? But
Right.
I know like now, but you've been keeping track of the market. Do you think we're in a bull trap right now, or all crypto YouTubers we're all high right now, including myself, who still believe that we're in a bull market? And I'll explain my reasoning later why. But what do you think? What do you think from a TA standpoint, sir?
Well, from a personal standpoint, I don't think we're in a bull market, but from a TA standpoint, we'll see. If we are in a, well, hold on, I mixed my words up. From a personal standpoint, I don't think we're in a bear market. From a TA standpoint, I'll say we'll see. And like I said, those numbers, how far does price has to go down? And whatever currency you hold, and in particular Bitcoin, if you still hold a Bitcoin, when I say you, I'm talking about everyone that's listening. If you out there, I still hold a Bitcoin. How far does it have to go down for you to liquidate your position and sit on the sideline and cash in order to you to get back in the market at a lower price? And I'll give an example. Dogecoin. Dogecoin went from obscurity to 73 cents, and people were investing in it. Hey, make your money. But when it goes down, Dogecoin goes down. So how far does Doge have to go down before you say, "Hey, I can't stand the pain no more. I'm a cash out and sit on the sidelines and wait for the dust to settle to get back in." So have your numbers. Don't just hold blindly down or hold blindly up. Have your numbers. But for personally, I don't think we're in a bear market personally. But TA, we'll see.
Right. And Lionel, I'm glad you brought this up because one thing that I always say is DYOR, right? Do your own research, right? And by the way, me and Lionel, we're not financial advisors, right? Even though I got a crypto course, but it's just to give you guys an introduction to cryptocurrency and the history and how to get certain things started. Of course, I don't really talk about my strategy in regards to exit strategy and stuff like that because number one, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. Number two, everybody's financial situation is different, right? But one thing about me, Lionel, is one thing I've learned about the market is everybody has this strategy where they all want to cash out at the top, right?
Mm.
And the reality is, I don't care how good of a technical analysis dude you are. I don't care how good of a fundamentalist YouTuber you are or fundamentalist person you are, period. Nobody can really predict the top. You know what I mean? So my philosophy has always been there's certain coins that I'm hodling for, that I'm going to be hodling for, for life, whether they go to zero or not. And I know that may sound silly, but that's just what it is. And then there's certain coins that I do have a strategy where I'm going to be taking profits at different price points that they hit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the reality is that a lot of people, everybody's waiting for the top. And you know what? For those that weren't around in 2017, well, Lionel, we know what happened, right?
Right.
Um, so going into with that in mind, what is your and I mean you don't have to go into detail, but it sounds like to me you're not the type where you're just waiting for it to go to 100,000 like some people are still predicting, right? You're going to be taking money, and I'm just using Bitcoin as an example, where you're going to be taking profits along the way. Am I right, or what's your strategy, if you don't mind sharing? And you don't have to get into detail, obviously.
So I'll go with some of your wording. People want to sell at the top. Well, the question is, what's the top? If 64,500 was the top, how many people saw that coming? So you can take a snapshot of the people that are in a comment section of this video or playback or on a live chat. How many of them have said, "Oh, I knew it was the top. I knew 64 was the top. I knew this was the top, and I got out." Oh, not too many people know that. So the question is, when people say I'm getting out the top, well, what's the top? What number is the top? How do you know it's the top? And if you're not a technical person, how do you really know it's the top? A lot of people may look at um, crypto YouTube. Those guys don't know it's the top. You can go on now. Some of these guys a couple of weeks ago said, "Oh, Bitcoin going to this, and that number," and now they're saying, "Oh, this technical something is showing, is flashing." It's always something new every other day. It's always something new. So no one knows the top. So with that said, have your numbers, and you have to be okay. Let's say you let's go with this Plan B numbers. Let's say you get into Bitcoin right now. When I say you, I'm not specifically talking about you. I'm talking about you as a person in general. Let's say a person, you get in at 40K, and you see Plan B. You go to his Twitter, and he got these numbers. And you say, well, I'm a buying 40K, and I'm gonna get out at 100K or 102K, something like that. And what if the market continues to goes up to 125K? You have to be okay with that.
And by the way, not to interrupt Lionel, but Plan B is the one who came up with the stock to flow model, which has been a popular model that's been used by a lot of content creators. I've even used stock to flow myself on my channel. Um, so that's been a good model. Sorry, Lionel, I just wanted to interject for the people who didn't know.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And if you go to Twitter, type in Plan B. He's the guy with the hat and
Yeah, I got
laser
him on
eyes.
the I got him on the screen right now.
Yeah. And so you got to have your numbers, and you got to be okay with the market continuing going up after you cashed out. Don't get tied up with the market continuing going up after you get out, because you have secured what you needed to secure financially. And so when people say buy the dip, well, how do you know that's the dip? How do you know that's the low? When people say, "Oh, I'm gonna sell at the top," how do you know it's the top? And food for thought. When people say Bitcoin going to 100K, I can guarantee you that a lot of people are going to sell at 100K. So you're going to see, let's say Bitcoin goes to 100K, you're going to see Bitcoin stutter at this 100K mark, because a mass human psychology of people is going to sell at these nice round numbers, 75K, 100K, 125K, because they're easy to sell at. So when you have a lot of people selling at a specific number, your order may not get filled. So you may want to sell at $99,200, 217, something like that, to make sure that you're selling into the buy pressure. But hey, when people say I'm selling at the top, what's the top? How how do you define the top? And if they say, well, such and such said, yeah, good luck.
And Lionel, I'm so glad you brought that up. That's why even when I say, right, because last year at this time in October, I said we're going to hit about 25K for Bitcoin, right? And then the top was about 27, technically 29, but then it went down to 27 real quick, right?
Mm.
But me personally, even I know, like, okay, let's say, because remember, Lionel, we did the price predictions earlier this year. I don't know if you remember. You and me, we did a show back in January, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And I was all geeked out because at that time I was dating this crypto pog, and my
mm,
prediction was 150, and Shorty was like, nah, it's gonna be at 200, 250. I was
mm,
like, word. So then all of a sudden, I got on YouTube, of course, and I'm the market was good, of course, back in January, if you recall, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna go to 250. Well, guess what? 250 ain't happening unless there's some sort of a miracle that I don't know about, but what I'm saying is that nobody's right all the time. A lot of people can, nobody knows 100%. I mean, and this is why I got to bring up BitBoy Crypto, and he deleted this tweet, but he posted a tweet a couple days ago, which caused a lot of controversy. Basically, are you familiar with BitBoy Crypto, aren't you?
I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, BitBoy Crypto said that on the 27th, you're going to start seeing Bitcoin go up. And then 2 weeks from the 27th, and this is what he said, 2 weeks from the 27th of September, this month, if you're watching the playback of this video historically, because I'm not taking this down, it's the 21st of September. And he said 2 weeks from the 27th, it'll be at 100K. Well, guess what? That tweet that he had 2 days ago, it's mysteriously gone.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Now, Lionel, you may think I'm crazy for thinking, okay, we're gonna hit 100K by January or February, and I still believe that. But BitBoy Crypto said we're gonna hit 100K in 3 weeks.
You know what kind of price movement an asset Bitcoin got to do to hit 100K in less than a month from what 40K? You,
And that's what
that
I'm
is,
saying. And here's the thing, Lionel. I know BitBoy gets a lot of uh crap, and I kind of I like the guy. I do, but I got to keep it real. Um, when you have a big channel as he does with over 1 million people, and then you make tweets like that, it's kind of like, yo, what are you basing that off of? Are you just
right,
basing that off of your opinion? Because it ain't
emotion.
no technical analysis. I know that for a fact.
It's based off emotion. And when people say Bitcoin to, like he said, 100K in 16 days, based off what? Based off the pure emotion. I guarantee you.
Now, Lionel, I will say in his semi defense, because I can't even defend that, but I will say this, because Lionel, I know you've seen this. Bitcoin, as fast as it can do a flash crash, we've also seen the opposite. Even this year, where we saw Bitcoin at 28, and then it went up to nearly 50 within about 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So we know the market can change at a drop of a dime. But like you said, right now we're at 40,000. You're talking about adding 60 more $1,000 on the price, not the actual volume, right? That's coming in, but just on the price within less than 3 weeks. I mean, like that's asinine. And remember, he's got a million people watching, and a bunch of those people are probably people who are not familiar with 2017 or 2015.
Mm.
They may just have came into the market 3 months ago or 8 months ago. And to me, and I like BitBoy Crypto, I'm not dissing them, but to me, that's kind of irresponsible to make
It
predictions
is.
like that.
It is. And we're not talking about Bitcoin hitting 100K. My standpoint is it could. We'll see. But the time in which it hits 100K, that's what we're talking about for people that are listening.
Because even
Now, yeah,
Lionel, even you agree Bitcoin will eventually hit 100K. You even agree with that sentiment. You're
hey,
not just going to put it out there. Well, it'll hit it in 1 month, or it'll hit it in, as I believe, in 4 months. But you believe it'll hit that. But listen, Lionel, I'd rather stick with my 4 month prediction than say 3 weeks.
yeah, 21 days, less than a month. Less than a month it takes for someone to finish. a class or something. Like those predictions you have to put in perspective. People are saying, oh, it's going to do this in this short compressed amount of time. When has Bitcoin ever done that? So yeah, it's hey,
Right. And so to me it's like, and so that obviously, a couple people hit me up on social media asking me my opinion about that. And listen, unless Big Boy knows a couple billionaires personally, and I wouldn't doubt he may have met some people, let's be honest, but unless he sat in a room with them and they all said, yeah, man, we all gonna put money on the 27th and make it go boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Now let's address the elephant in the room, Lionel. There's an elephant in the room we gotta address. Now, it's not a secret, guys. You guys know I'm very bullish on XRP, but there's been this whole black swan event theory going around, right? This basically, like, now what they're saying is, the government is going to shut the lights off for 3 days or a week, and then all of a sudden you can't access your portfolio, and XRP is going to go to 10,000, and Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000, and I'm just like, look, even if
wait, wait,
look,
wait. What lights? What?
you haven't heard this?
I heard talking about the government shutdown, but what does that
No,
have to
no.
do
Oh
with?
my goodness, like now you haven't heard about this Black Swan event? It's been on YouTube for the last 6 7 months.
I
Oh, and
don't.
all these XRP maximalists have been talking about it. And by the way, I'm not dissing XRP. You guys know I used to be an XRP maxi. And matter of fact, I'm still stocking up on XRP because I realized that the SEC is trying to, they going after XRP to make them an example, but that's my opinion. But there's a bunch of YouTubers right now that are saying that, there's going to be some sort of a power outage. And I'm not making this up right now. I can send you 3 dozen videos if you want me to. I'm not capping. Where the lights are going to go out and then all of a sudden XRP is going to shoot up because the powers that be want to, since XRP is the most ISO 20022 compliant ready cryptocurrency, they're going to go with that. And it's the fastest in regards to transaction and borderless, right? We know all about that. That they're going to utilize that, and XRP is going to go overnight to, $1,000 or 10,000 bucks, right? And I've seen videos like that. I've seen people post videos like that on my crypto group. And don't get me wrong, I think that XRP definitely is going to be around. I mean, it's still around, even with all the SEC situation. But it's kind of like, and this is where, if you're a beginner, I want people to understand, like, we all want crypto to, listen, go up, your favorite coins to go up $10,000 overnight, or if it's already at 10,000, to go up at $10,000 more overnight. We all want that, but that's not realistic. Now, I will not say that nothing is impossible, because like I said, I've seen things in the crypto market that I I couldn't explain, or even the technical analysis couldn't explain, like what happened in March 2020, right? Nobody could have predicted that, when the stock market went down and Bitcoin went down to 5. But yeah, Lionel, that's been one of the big talking points recently. That this whole, light black, they call it the black swan theory. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it.
No, I have not been around the crypto social media space. And my question is, what? I don't even know where to begin. What? How? A.
Even Bitboy Crypto has jumped in on this.
Okay, my question is, how will the government create a countrywide, no, a global wide power outage? And how?
Like that, I will say this. I don't know if you were there, but back in June, um, Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, a bunch of websites went down for about an hour. And
but
that wasn't the first time it happened in June. It happened,
but
that was like the second time. But
but they're but they utilize Amazon Web Service. Their websites are on AWS systems. That's not the government.
right, right. But like now, like I was saying, it was also a bunch of other companies. And I'm not making this up. I mean, once again, I can pull up the links, just so you don't think I'm capping.
No,
But
no, no.
then, and by
I
the
don't.
way, let me just state this line now. I've never said on my channel that that's going to happen or that I believe in that per se. I think that even if XRP were to go up, I don't think it'll go up to $1,000 overnight or even $10,000 overnight. Could
I
I see it?
wouldn't want it if it does that. I would not want it because okay. I want to clarify something. I'm not. My disagreement in this is not in this topic right now. This XRP overnight, the government, da da da. It's not with you. It's to the point that people are coming up with this. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely asinine. Two, those companies' websites utilize Amazon Web Services. Does crypto do crypto exchanges utilize Amazon Web Services? And three, you all have to understand if a asset, crypto, stock, forex, futures, options, whatever, if an asset increases exponentially up in a short amount of time, it will also retrace exponentially in a short amount of time because that increased rise is highly unsustainable and it's highly unstable. So if XRP increases from 80 cents to $1,000, I would not want it. I would dump it. So if I hit it, I would dump it so hard and I wouldn't be sitting around hoping saying, "Oh, XRP to $2,000." If that happens, if and this is a planet-sized if.
And Lionel, not to cut you off, but I don't know if you can see the screen right now.
Uh huh.
But if you look at my screen, and this is how you know I'm not capping, and I'm not here to diss nobody, but look at the title XRP, $10,000 XRP overnight. FedWire documents proof. XRP will hit $10,000 overnight, says Gary Gensler. This 1 week ago. This one is 2 months ago. Another video. Ripple XRP to skyrocket $1,000, $10,000 overnight, clearing up the massive price. I mean, this has been going on for months. XRP, $10,000 possible. Federal Reserve, 800 $1 trillion crashes. So I'm shocked, Lionel, that you haven't heard of this. I mean, this has been, and you see this. This keeps going. You see that? You see this? This has been going on for the last 7 months, 7, 8 months, like I told you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I'm not making this up, Lionel. Just type XRP to $10,000 overnight and do your own research. And don't get me wrong, like, okay, so Amazon, Walmart, Costco, they did go down for an hour back in June. That's facts. I'm not going to disagree with that. But this whole Black Swan event, or even if you type in Black Swan XRP, this will come up. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, Lionel, I mean, it's out there. I'm just showing this to you so you don't think that I'm capping. But just type in XRP to $10,000 overnight or XRP Swan event, and I'm thinking to myself, people really believe this. And I think that as a content creator, for me, I think it's irresponsible to do so. Don't get me wrong. Even BitBoy Crypto is on it. Like, I want XRP to go up too, but even if I were to say XRP going up to $1 overnight from where it's at, right? I mean, it's at 88 cents. I mean, it could happen to $1, sure, but $10 would even be a reach. But I mean, you see it, Lionel. So I just wanted to show you that you don't think I'm here trying to, give you some
No,
some
no.
some rumor fud when the evidence is here that content creators have been making this content for the last 7 months, and particularly the last 3 months, the content has become more and more about this whole Black Swan event. I find it ironic that these guys, some random guys in Russia or Europe or even somewhere in the United States and Idaho, happen to know that this is coming, but Uh, they're making that same video every day, and the audience. And don't get me wrong, I love XRP, but it's kind of like the audience is just eating this up.
And I wasn't doubting you. It's just I know that this stuff happens, and you know what? I'm glad they're doing it because it gives me fools to sell my assets to when price goes up and it hit my numbers. It lets me know there's fools out there that believe this stuff that I can sell to. So keep it up. Keep it up. Type in a comment section. Keep it up. Good job.
And you know what, Lionel, and the reason I'm bringing this up is that I think that realistically speaking, and this is why I like to bring you on, and I also like to bring the distinguished man on. You know, technical analysis is probably the weakest aspect of my crypto repertoire. That's not a secret, right? And I'm still learning and all of that. But at the end of the day, when you see videos where people are saying XRP 10,000 to 35,000 in an instant, it's kind of like based off of what? Well, they're going to turn off the lights and shut off the internet. Okay, so even if they did do that, you know how much money would have to go into XRP to reach 10 to $35,000
Yeah,
as a
it's
price point or range?
the so with to piggyback on what you just said, with Bitcoin going from 40 to 100K in 21 days, the amount of money that need to be put into Bitcoin's market cap will have to double plus. So where's that money coming from? Yeah, and with technical analysis, it's such a long road to learn technical analysis, and it's a never-ending road to learning and improving in technical analysis. That people think that, oh, you know technical analysis, well, show me what this is going to do right then in this time, and it don't work like that. And when people go into and learn technical analysis, hey, good for them. It's such a long road to figure out what you're doing, to figure out on what kind of discipline, technical analysis you want to do. It, and these people in crypto, to be honest, I don't think a lot of them were even technicians before they got into crypto. They just all of a sudden technicians, and they make videos on technical analysis. Like you say, it really is irresponsible. But yeah, hello.
Yeah, Lionel. I'm just listening to you, and like I said, Lionel, that's why, brother, you got to catch up, bro. You got to get back in the space.
Man,
You know,
it's
we need you in the space, brother, because right now, and don't get me wrong, Lionel, and I still believe Bitcoin will hit 100 grand, but like I said, it's probably not going to be until January or February, right? That's just my opinion, and I'll get into it more in a moment because I know we got a lot of articles that I want to go through. But when I hear Bitboy Crypto say, "Oh, Bitcoin's going to 100 grand in 3 weeks," and it's based off of because he knows the guy. It's like, okay, does your guy work for the CIA, bro? Because what does your like look? And I talk to some whales, but I'm not talking to no billionaires. Let me keep it 100. But what does your guy really know? Like, are you here to spread misinformation? Because now you sound like an agent.
if you you so look, if you were worth $1.3 billion,
Hmm?
would you buy any Bitcoin right now?
Um, no,
Exactly,
I would
exactly.
actually, yeah, I would wait for it to go down a
The
bit
the
more.
the, the if you were worth, well, if I was worth 1.3 billion, I wouldn't be sitting here on this on not only this live stream but on YouTube. Like
No, no, well, they tell him behind the scenes allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
what? So a bunch of billionaires gonna get together and buy some Bitcoin. They worth a $1.3 billion,
right.
And
And here's the thing, right now, and I'm glad you brought that up. And just to say this, if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't tell you, a YouTuber, that I'm buying Bitcoin and when I'm buying it.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're going to tell your audience. You know what I would do if I was a billionaire? I would tell you I'm buying it at this price to mislead you. So that way people buy it, or I would tell you I'm dumping it here, then everybody sells, and then I can get it for cheap. I would give you wrong information. I mean, I might give you some right information so that way you trust me. But if I was really shisty like that, I would give you misinformation so I could manipulate the price on some Elon Musk ish, just to be honest. But I would do the opposite of what I'm telling you. Does that make sense?
I understand wholeheartedly what you're saying. You know what? People gonna learn. People gonna look. People gonna learn either by disappointment or people gonna learn by discipline. So
Right. And that's why, like
it's
now, I always say DYOR, and I know you agree with that. Do your own research. You know, Lionel, I'm a big fundamental guy, but even now with the way the market has been, I take it day by day now. That's why when people are always asking me for price predictions, I say, hey, I'm taking it day by day because that's just the way to do it, right? Um, but yeah, so here's a Yahoo article, and I know a lot of you people don't want to see this FUD, but let's really talk about it because the thing was, Bitcoin, if it would breach that 41,000, 40,000 support and goes below, that 40,000 to 39, then it might go down to 30 or 29, and who knows, right? And briefly, Lionel, I don't know if you're aware of this, Bitcoin did briefly touch 39,000 a day, but then the whales were able to get it right back up. And so basically, here is an article by Yahoo where they're saying that a revisit to 29K is possible. Now, Lionel, let me ask you this, because they're calling this a correction. If Bitcoin goes back to 29,000 in, let's say, a week or two, is it then safe to say, okay, now we're in a bear market? Because like I was telling you, Lionel, you were asking the question earlier, when do we consider a bear market? I would say, hey, if we go back to 29,000, we're in a bear market. But I'm so bullish that I would say, you know what? I'm still sticking with what I'm saying, but looking at it, even if, as a fundamentalist, I can't deny it. If it goes back to 29,000, I'd be on hopium to say that, hey guys, we're gonna go to 100,000. Still, I mean, what's your take on that, Lionel?
well, this is where knowing and learning technical analysis comes to play and market structure. The previous low, the previous swing low was about 30,000 yen. A break below that would be a correction. It would, it would be not a deep bear market, but it would be a significant correction. Um, Hurt me personally, I don't think it's going to go that long. But man, I don't know, man. It's
You know what,
because because
Lionel? You
because,
know
because
what, Lionel? I'll say this, and I might sound crazy. If Bitcoin if goes down to 10,000, I would be happy. You know why?
what's that?
Because then I could buy the dip, and I could get a damn good price on it. Now I'm not going to say
Because
I'm going to put 10,000 on it, but I definitely would scoop up more. You know what I'm saying? Like I
because
was
what I'm
telling you,
saying,
like I was telling you behind the scenes, like now before we started. As soon as this crash happened, I dollar cost average yesterday, and then not Bitcoin, XRP for transparency, and then I bought some more today. So what I'm saying, Lionel, is we know historically if Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins are going to go down as well.
yeah, because no one, I'm saying I don't know because no matter what I say, a lot
No,
of
no,
people
Lionel,
that are,
I want you to be honest. Like at the end of the
I am
day,
honest, I
okay,
am.
yeah.
A lot of people are not technical analysts, and so what I'm, what I really want to say is, okay, if it reaches 30K, my discipline technical analysis, LA wave theory, they were looking at an ABC correction. A lot of people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My apologies for using expertise, but a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. So when I do talk technical analysis jargon, it goes over a lot of people's heads, and now we're looking at a situation where,
That's why I
okay,
was telling you, like, now you need to come up with that advanced course with showing technical analysis. Because,
nah,
in
I'm,
my
I'm,
opinion, it's not a beginner's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, can beginners learn technical analysis? Of course, but once you start to learn TA, then I would consider you advanced if you even if you know it at a basic level. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people learn the most basic thing people can learn in terms of the realm of technical analysis is a trend reversal. Under, understand, learn, understand and learn how to um, identify a trend reversal. That right there can help you out immensely. That right there can help a lot of people out immensely. Even starting with that will help you in keeping a lot of your gains. Just learn what a trend reversal is. A lot of people are not going to go into technical analysis. The failure rate in technical analysis is high. A lot of people, when they get into technical analysis, they assume that they can just look at a chart and make money all day, every day. There's a lot of preconceived notions about technical analysis that are false, that are myths. It takes time, it takes years, it takes consistency. A lot of people are not going to put that type of work in. So just learn what a trend reversal is. That can help you. That really can help you. And take that knowledge of knowing what a trend reversal is, match it up with your numbers, and if in terms of if this particular asset gets to this number, then I'm out. It helps you instead of blindly holding until $1 million. Like I say, it could. I'm not agreeing with anyone saying that says Bitcoin can go to zero, or Bitcoin can go to 1 million, or Bitcoin can go to 100K. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. Sure, it could. Everybody's happy.
But here's the thing, right now. My issue, I don't doubt that Bitcoin will go to 100K. My issue right now, as I pointed out, is now when you have YouTubers talking about this Black Swan event where the lights are going to go out overnight, and then XRP is going to go to 10,000, Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000, and right now, I'm gonna keep it real. Right now, let's be honest. I'm not the most TA inclined. You already know that. We've had this conversation,
Mm.
but I'm learning. And one thing I like to do is I watch guys that are very credible with the TA. And one thing I like about them is they're very realistic. The more realistic a guy is, the boring they tend to be. But guess what, Lionel? You and I both know that's not what's sexy in crypto.
No, it's not.
People don't want to watch technical analysis
It's
because it's
boring.
yeah, it is. Let's keep it 100. So when I watch what's his name? Uh, I, uh, I forgot his name. His name is Bitcoin Breaker or something like that. But he's excellent at technical analysis, and I take notes. It's cumbersome, but guess what?
Yeah.
It allows you to learn. And granted, my technical analysis is still trash, but at least now I'm able to recognize when a dip is coming. And
Yeah.
so when this Yahoo article says we could be trending down to 29K, I can see it. I definitely see it because if you look at the charts and where we're at right now, it makes sense to me, right? Because you got to understand support levels. Like you said, the A, the B, the C's, the trends, reversal trends, stuff like that. I mean, fundamentals are great, but at the end of the day, I think, and this is my opinion, Lionel, I think you need both. You need technical analysis and you need fundamentals. If you know how to do both, then great. If you only know how to do one, okay, fine, that's fine. But I think if you're good or proficient at both, I think you'll be fine. Now, if you're not good or proficient at both, and then sit down and write a price. And if you plan to hodl, then hodl. I remember Lionel 4 years ago, I bought Litecoin at $33. I never made a plan on when to sell it or flip it. Right? It got up to about $400 at one point.
Mm.
I could have did it then. I was like, but then I realized, how long am I going to hodl Litecoin for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I waiting? Am I waiting for it to go $1,000 or 10,000. So I told myself, okay, you got to be realistic. Yes, I'm going to be in the market for a long time. But what I'm saying is, eventually, I can't just hodl forever. I got to take some profit.
Right. You have to. Yeah.
And so the point I'm trying to make, Lionel, is that for the people who keep asking me, and I know they probably asked you too when you were active on YouTube, when is it going to hit this price or that price? Sit down and have a realistic plan and DYOR, do your own research. You know, that's all I'm saying, Lionel. I mean, if you want to add on to that or correct me, go ahead, sir.
People want to be rich today,
Facts.
and
Wait,
they
Lionel,
don't.
say it again. Say it again.
People want to be rich today, and it takes a long time to be rich, and they don't want to take that time. They don't want to walk that road to they don't want to walk that road to be rich, but they want to be rich. It takes a while, you know. It takes, and even if people become rich today, they're going to lose it because their money is more mature than them. They wouldn't know what to do with that money. Just like the question, oh, what if you were worth $1.3 billion? People wouldn't know what to do with that. One, I guarantee you, you will be $1.3 billion liquid. You will have a lot of your network tied up into other assets, be it stocks, real estate, business, whatever, whatever. You know, so a lot of people wouldn't know what to do with that type of money if they happen to become rich literally overnight. Their money would be more mature than them. That's one of the reasons for what that is the reason why you hear a lot of lottery winners go broke in a short amount of time. Not only they go broke in a short amount of time, but they're in even more debt when they go compared to before they got the money. And the number one thing down the road, they say, "Oh, if I had this money now, I'll do this, this, and this, and this," because they had a chance to become more financially mature. You have to walk that road. You have to.
And Lionel, I'm glad you did that. I did a video, it was like a hypothetical scenario, but it was still based on facts. That the title of the video, and it's still up. It's called 10 Things I Would Do If I Became a Millionaire, right? And in the video, I was talking about the 10 things I would do. Number one, I wouldn't tell a soul. The problem everybody makes is they tell everybody, which is a mistake. Number two, I would meet with a tax lawyer and an accountant. You feel me? And I just went through the list of things that I would do. You know why, Lionel? Because I did my research on it. You feel me? And a lot of people, and you're right, Lionel, the average lottery winner within 5 years they go broke. Why? Because they still, just because you become rich overnight doesn't mean all of a sudden you have money management. So what I'm saying is, if you were bad with money when you were broke, you're going to be bad with money if you're rich. So you need to understand, and this is why financial literacy is so important, right? And this is one of the reasons why I have pivoted my content to that, because a lot of us aren't taught even how to really properly budget. You know what I mean? Everybody's worried about becoming a high value man, becoming high value. No shade to Kevin, right? No shade. But a lot of y'all, if you got to that high value level, you wouldn't know what to do with that money. You trick it off. Okay, fine. Go on trips. Okay, fine. That's fine. You can do whatever you want with the money. But too many people would splurge. And okay, so there was one lottery winner. I forgot. She was 16 when she won the lottery. She won like $5 million. You know, Lionel, what she lost 75% of her money on?
What?
Giving it away to friends and family.
Oh man.
And the rest of the money she lost to buying cars, a house, and partying.
Because there's no end when you tell people when people ask you for money, there's no end. It's no end. They'll continue to ask you for the rest of your life or their life. There's no end. So you have to have some discretion. You have to say no. You have to be that person that is tough. You know, no, I'm not giving you no money, and they're gonna, retaliate some type of way. But you, one, don't tell nobody in the first place. It is no end. And two, It's a lot. It's just a lot that goes into it. That's why I say happy numbers, and your numbers are based on, okay, what are your needs? Do you have any bills? If you can just pay your bills off and live life debt free, start off with a clean slate, you are doing better than a vast majority of the people in America. You just by living debt free,
You're actually in the top 1% then, Lionel. Did you know
you
that?
man, you
And
that
does
that
that
right
make
there.
sense to you when I say you may not be in the top 1%? Excuse
like
me.
like with money in the bank, but you're in the top
Right.
1% in terms of no debt.
Exactly. Facts. Thank you, Lionel. And that was on my
Then
list too. I don't want to give away the whole list, but for those who haven't watched it, the video's still up. I did it with brother Trojan Magician, who's made a lot of money in the crypto market himself. Watch it. Um, but yeah, I mean, Lionel, and the crypto market this year has been like a freight train for me. I mean, I've been in it for 4 years, but I started to look at not just crypto, but I started to have to learn a little bit about the stock market because some of it is coincide. I mean, it's correlation. I mean, we saw
sure
that with
is.
the Evergrande event that just happened, right, in China. Um, but then also I started to look at it back in April and May. I was like, okay, let's say I want to cash out a substantial amount. I'm talking six figures. What's the best way to do it? So I started to look into videos and read books because at the end of the day, what's the point right now? Let's say you cash out 100,000 or 500,000 just for your ass to end up broke or the money. You know what I'm saying? So you learn about the 5% rule, for example. You can put the money into is it IRA, I believe? I forgot at this moment. And then you get live off the interest, right? But there's so much you can do. But the issue is people think to themselves, "Oh, if I get this money, I'm gonna do this and that." Well, guess what, Lionel? In 2021, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but $1 million doesn't go that far. You can
No, me
easily
don't.
spend $1 million in less than a week if you wanted to. Buy a house, buy a Lambo. $1 million is gone right there.
Buying a house and buying a Lambo would be a lot of people's first mistake because those things cost money. Those are things. They're not assets. Those are things that eat money. You buy a Lamborghini, you got to worry, or a very expensive car. It comes with a high maintenance price. Even when you buy a house, and people are obviously going to buy big houses, taxes. Taxes are going to beat your butt in the future, especially if you just, like you say, $1 million. Making $1 million, okay, 40% go to the taxman. 39.6, let's say 40%. So now you left with 600,000, and you want to buy what? What kind of house you gonna buy with 600,000? You just made $1 million in the stock market. You people get this, man. I gotta show people I made money. I done told everybody I done made money. What are like? Oh, you made $1 million. You buying a $200,000 house? So now your ego in it. Now your feelings and emotions in it. So now you got to go big. I'm about to a 400, 500,000 house. So now you got 200 slash or 100,000 left over. How you gonna furnish this thing? You still got bills. You still got debt. You still got child support. You still got student loan. You still got alimony. You still got loans. You still got a car note.
And
So
that's why,
knowing,
like now, that's why within 5 years, the average lottery winner goes broke. And I would be curious to know. I mean, and I will say this, and I think you would agree with me on this, Lionel. The average crypto millionaire probably has a higher IQ than the average lottery
nope,
winner.
nope, nope,
You don't
nope.
think so?
I doubt it.
Really?
I doubt it. Because look at the news that you're reading, the news sources and the YouTubers that you are saying this asinine things. I
But
don't
but
think so.
but Lionel, let's be honest. Even with the videos that I showed you with these Black Swan event cats, and by the way, I do think that XRP could go to $1,000 by next year. I do believe that, but I'm not saying 10,000. But what I'm saying is, Lionel, you don't. I'm not saying that all of them are millionaires that are on this hopium.
I'll make a prediction.
Okay,
My prediction is this. The story is not in the price these coins can go to. The story is not in how many millionaires or 100,000 millionaires or decamillionaires or whatever other name is out there to describe rich people. The story is not in how many of those are created. The story is in what they're going to do with that money and the stories that people have done with that money because they're going to come out. Those are the stories. And that's going to prove me saying that just because people invest in cryptocurrency does not mean they have a higher IQ than people that want a lot of. A lot of times it's the same IQ. A lot of times it's worse. They're just smart enough to invest in something, put their money in something, and take it out when it gets a certain number that they're satisfied with. It does not mean they have a higher financial IQ. You're going to hear a lot of people going
Okay.
broke with cryptocurrency, buying a Lamborghini or marrying a hot chick. You're going to hear a lot of those stories. That's my prediction.
And you know what, Lionel, you have a fair point, and I might concede because at the end of the day, we don't have the statistics for how long the average crypto millionaire is a millionaire for, right? We don't have that at this point. But the reason why I say they have a high IQ is because to get into the crypto market, and if you've been in the crypto market for, in my opinion, at least for a bear market and a bull market cycle, you and if you pay attention to the market on a daily basis, to buy a lottery ticket, Lionel, you don't have to check the numbers to see, oh, it's at 500 million or it's at this and that. People just buy the lottery ticket with a coffee. There's no investing involved. There's no, you know, savviness involved. But in the crypto market, you have to understand at least the basic fundamentals regarding tokenomics, market cap, and how to buy at right buying points. Because if you're just buying whenever you see a coin go high, this and that, you're just going to get wrecked, right?
I,
What I'm saying right now is, I think overall, maybe you don't give and when I say this, I'm not talking about the new guy that's getting into crypto that's been in it only for a month or two or even 6 months. I'm saying minimum at least somebody who's following the market for 18 months. He's doing his research. He's gonna be a little bit more knowledgeable than the average person that goes to the gas station to buy lottery tickets.
I'll I'll counter that argument. The people who put their stimulus check in cryptocurrency last year, they didn't have to know everything that you just said. They put their stimulus money and they only thing they knew was never go up. And now they're all on social media saying, "Yeah, I put my stimulus in Dogecoin and now I got $50,000."
Right, but did they hodl or did they sell right now? Because I bet you a lot of those people that put it in the stimulus check back in February and March, as soon as May hit, they may have taken profit, may not. But then once it went down, they probably sold it when it's low. We know the story. We know how it goes. People don't sell when it's high. People sell when it's low, and people buy when it's high. I know that. We know that.
And that could be anybody, investor or
But
non-investor.
what I'm saying, Lionel, is that, and you bring up a good point. But what I'm saying is the person that does their due diligence to learn, like yourself, you've been in this market for, half a decade. I've been in this market for almost half a decade. We've been through bull markets. We've gotten wrecked in bear runs. We probably got wrecked in bull runs too. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever. But what I'm saying is that there is not a nuance that the average lottery winner needs to know. You can have a person buy lottery tickets for 20 years. They don't ever have to look at a chart, or they don't ever have to look at, buying a dip or a correction. I think there's more nuance to in cryptocurrency than there's in lottery. Now, you're talking about the casual investor who may have gotten their tax money or the stimulus money, like you say, they put it in, then they saw Doge go down, they sold it at the bottom. I'm not talking about them. Yeah, they're gonna get wrecked. And guess what, Lionel? When Bitcoin goes to 100,000, which we both know it will, whether it happens in 4 months, I don't think it'll happen in 3 weeks, like BitBoy Crypto says, or let's say it happens in 6 months or a year, whatever. there's going to be people FOMOing in. FOMO, fear of missing out, right? And those are the people that are going to get wrecked because they're just throwing their money in it because they see it on the news or they hear it from a friend over Thanksgiving dinner while they passing the eggnog and the gravy, putting it on the turkey, and Grandma Keisha and Big Booty Brenda, Auntie Brenda, excuse me, saying, "Hey, I got this Bitcoin, blah blah blah." So they buy it at the top, and then guess what? When it crashes the next day, they sell. I know that for a fact. I had a homie who he got into Doge on May the 14th or 15th when it hit 70 cents. And then when it went to 73, later on, I think same day, the next day it crashed. Now, luckily for my homie, he's smart enough or savvy enough where he didn't sell right away because he was doing stocks before crypto. But we hear stories like that all the time. So all I'm saying is the average person doesn't have to. I mean, and we know in crypto it can be the same thing, but I'm talking about the average person that actually takes ownership. Now I know right now we don't have an exact number of that where we could say, well, the average person in crypto who's there for 18 months doing their due diligence is 50% or 30%. We don't have those stats, but I would defend that a person who does their due diligence, even if they're just on a basic level, is far more knowledgeable than a person buying lottery tickets for 20 years. And I'm talking about 18 months. That's why I put that stipulation up front there. But if you don't agree with that, that's fine. Okay, Lionel, let me ask you this. Are you still hodling coins that you bought in 2017?
Hell no.
For real?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I will say this, and I know people were shocked because I'm not hodling Bitcoin right now. You know what I'm saying? And I was hodling Bitcoin for 4 years. So that is what it is. I just want to show you something real quick, Lionel, and the audience as well. Let me make this bigger. Let me know if you can see this, Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
This is by Bitcoin Monthly Return, and you can find them on Twitter as well. I follow him on Twitter, but he's got a website. And the reason I'm bringing this up is historically, when you've looked at September, right? September for the last 4 years has always been bearish, right? Last year, it was down 7.46%. The year before that, 2019, 13.65%. 2018, 5.6%. 2017, even, which was considered a bull market year, which it was 7.91%. So September has always been bearish. October, for the most part, has been a little bit more bullish, etc. The reason I point this out is because Lionel, I guess there's a big question right now in the crypto space because there's more adoption happening, right? I mean, we know El Salvador just adopted Bitcoin, and AMC just came out recently, a few days ago, saying they'll accept cryptocurrency. Do you think that, and you're a TA guy, do you think that statistics like this from the past, how Bitcoin did in the past, still has bearing on what's going on in the market now, or do you think no?
I'll say a commonly used phrase. Past, I forgot. Past statistics does not dictate future profits. So something like that. Um, it,
Wait. As a technical analysis guy, wouldn't you say that patterns? Because that's what you look at, though. You look at patterns, or you look for patterns.
yeah, we do look for patterns, but those patterns are not guaranteed. If um, one popular pattern is head and shoulders pattern, just because a head and shoulders pattern show up does not mean that it plays out the exact same way every single time. It depends. It's
I
always
will
will
I will
depend.
say this because technical analysis is based off of the past. You got to study what happened previously uh, to know what may happen in the future. That's
Up
one of the
to
reasons why that's what the stock to flow model is built on.
a, up
Facts.
up
Th-
to a
th-
point. Up to a point. It's just because. Okay, so I'll give you an example. To prove your point, you have historical support resistance levels. They act like price magnets where price will likely go to. But just because price goes to this historical support resistance level does not mean that it'll react to that historical support resistance level the same way it did in the past. It gives you a guide, but it does not react the same way. And we do look for patterns, but those patterns do not play out the exact same way every single time. If they did, then more people would be technical analysts because it'll be easier. It's chaos. You have a mass human thought that's chaotic. Technical analysis is based on probabilities. It's not a foregone conclusion that this will happen. It's based on probability. And there's a high probability that this happened. Until it's happened, it's still a probability.
Right, but it's still based off of historical data.
Yeah, but that historical data does not mean that it will happen. This will
Right,
do
and
this,
and
this
so
will do
so
that.
so I- so I, then we both agree that this or the cycle that we're in is not the same as 2017 or 2013, even though a lot of people try to compare it to that, particularly technical analysis guys, I've noticed. Or do you agree with them that what we're going through right now in this cycle is similar to 2013 and 2017?
Well, based off Elliott wave theory, I say the only way it's similar is that it's impulsive. It's an impulsive nature. And this is a wave five. 2017 was a wave three. We're in a wave five. After wave five, you're going to have a huge correction in a wave two. Wave two is typically between the 50 and the 70% retrace. One of the characteristics of the cryptocurrency market is its volatility. And because the reason I'm saying this is because it swings, cryptocurrency swings are deeper and higher than, say, the stock market. So after a wave five, you get that wave two, it can last for a few years because we are in a higher degree of Elliott wave cycle. And because of that, you have a wave two. After whatever high, whatever top it tops out at, whatever price it is, we don't know. I'll be lying to you if I said it's going to turn around at 100 some odd K. I'll be sitting up and lying to you. We're going to have a
You
wave
know, you
two.
know, you know what I think would happen at 100K. I think it would be a sharp correction, back
It
down to maybe
depends.
60K.
It
But
depends.
but once again, and so then we can both agree that, I mean, technical analysis, and I'm not here to say technical. Once again, this is not me crapping on technical analysis or even fundamental, because even fundamental people like myself, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we trying to decipher the next move, and I do think that technical analysis, um, if you know what can happen by charting it, you can predict, okay, if it's on a downtrend and whatnot. However, one thing I like that you said is human behavior, especially it being impulsive, as you mentioned, that this market has been completely different. Now, when I pull this up, the reason I pulled this up is because I want people to see, just for the fact that the last 4 years, and this is a fact, September hasn't been really a great month for Bitcoin. However, I look at it on the flip side. If you want to buy it for 10% off or 7% off, then yeah, it might be a good month to do so. That's all I was trying to show with this chart.
Yeah, it could. Historically, yes, it could. But, and I'll explain this by saying this. An unclimbable mountain is unclimbable until someone climbs it. Then it ceases to become the unclimbable mountain. When what was the 4 minute mile run was impossible until somebody did it. Then everybody did it. That historical data of September being a month of bearishness will continue to be that historically until it ceases to until it ceases to be that. Then what you'll find is you'll find people saying the past 4 years Bitcoin was bearish, and the ratio is every 4 years it's the September is bearish, and then every couple years it's bullish. It'll change. So it'll continue to be it until it doesn't continue to be it. So hence, it's not a foregone conclusion that it will always be.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Shout out to Charlie McIntyre. He says, "Awesome show, guys. Love your perspective and talents. I want to emulate you guys and learn. Well, do your own research." And by the way, yo, like now, I'm not trying to go at you or nothing like that. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
Like,
no, no, no. This is
but
good banter.
you
This is
know,
really good banter. This is really good because a lot of times what you find is you don't have people throwing out their I don't want to say beliefs, but their I forget a lack of word, and it being challenged.
right.
You
I,
know,
now, so let me ask you this, line out. You don't believe in the 4 year charts theory at all?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. Okay. So basically, it's the 4 year chart cycle, and maybe one day we can do a discussion on that as well. Um, but basically, guys, going back to this real quick, if you look at the last 4 years in October, 3 out of the 4 years, Bitcoin has increased, right? And then November. Now, I will say this: Lionel is right. We can look at this for all we know, and this is my belief, Lionel. Okay, I don't think we're gonna see. I think next month Bitcoin might still be in the red, according to my research that I've done, including technical analysis guys I've watched, and my own novice at best technical analysis. I think it's gonna be in the red. Now I know that a lot of people are doing the hopium. Lionel, let me ask you this because I know
I hope it.
people haven't heard that word. And by the way, shout out to you, Charlie, for donating, and also Mr. D Rock then with the $5 cash app. But Lionel, you mentioned hopium, and you kind of made me chuckle, even though you couldn't hear me. But what's your definition of hopium? Because I know you said you got kind of burnt out on YouTubers with the hopium. Can you explain that to the audience? What your definition of hopium is? Because some of people might not know what that means. And also, Charlie McIntyre, TA stands for technical analysis.
Yeah. So hopium is um, a belief that something will happen based off emotion. Not It's not grounded in fact. It's not grounded in logic. It's not grounded in a clear uh, breakdown of why something will happen. It's just based off, oh, I hope this is going to happen. I feel it in my bones. I got this feeling that Bitcoin, I got this gut feeling that Bitcoin is going to go to 100K in 21 days. That's hopium. And when you feed hopium to a mass of
Hey,
people,
hold up, Lionel. Oh, I don't mean to cut you off. I know
oh,
Lionel
go ahead.
hates it when I do. Lionel, if I came on right now with you, me and you on the stream, I said, yeah, Bitcoin's going to go to 100K in 3 months, in 3 weeks, excuse me, like BitBoy Crypto. Like now, you will probably think, yo, whatever hookah stick solo smoking on, I need
Man,
some of that. No, like now, what would you think if I came on my platform right now with you and say, yeah, Bitcoin's going to go to 100 grand, and you say, well, how? And I say, well, because a whale told me. I mean, guess what? Like now, I got to keep it real with you. I've talked to, like I said, I know some whales behind the scenes. I'm not bragging. Guess what, Lionel? They won for five this year.
and the
That's a,
amount of
they hold up. They on some Ben Simmons stuff. So real talk, I can't trust these whales no more because they won for five.
and the higher the market cap of an asset, be it Bitcoin or anything else, the higher the market cap, the more money it's going to take to move that price. So, like when Bitcoin was in its infancy, it didn't take a lot of money to move. Bitcoin price. But you take that same amount of money it took to move Bitcoin price at a higher market cap, it's not gonna move the same. It's not gonna move the same. If asset is a penny, it's easy for it to double in price to go to 2 cents. But if the asset's at $40,000, it's going to take a lot more heavy lifting for the double in price to get to 80,000. Not saying you can't do that. It's just going to take a lot more money to move that price. They'll take, for example, gold. Gold is, I think, a $10 trillion asset. It's going to take a lot of money for the price of gold to move. And if it does move, then that's a telltale sign that a lot of money is either going into gold or a lot of money is either going coming out of gold because it takes a lot of money to move the price either up or down. So when people say like the big boy fella, if Bitcoin going to X amount of money by this X amount of date, he's saying that a lot of money is about to come into Bitcoin to move that price $60,000 in a short amount of time. That's what he's saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, Lionel, um, I'm giving it 4 months. Like I said, January at the end about end of January, February. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, last year, I got lucky, and basically, I could sit here and do my TA, but then Lionel would be like, it's trash. So
Well,
I'm I'm hold on, well, let me finish. But here's the thing. You know what? At the end of the day, Lionel, I think you would agree with me. There's been a lot of heavy manipulation this year in the crypto market, and even if you look at the technical analysis, and from what I've seen, some of the downtrends, um, from a technical analysis standpoint, don't even make sense. Like you can see, it's been manipulated. I mean, would you agree with me on that or no?
first, there's different uh, disciplines of technical analysis. It's not one. Technical analysis is an umbrella term to cover different
Okay, can
forms
you
of
can you
TA.
break that down for the
So,
the audience?
my discipline is Elliott wave theory, but you also have price action. You also have candlestick analysis. You also have harmonics. You also have Wyckoff. There's different ways to Fibonacci. There's different ways to do Elliott wave analysis, and we all come to the same conclusion. It's just we take different roads to get there, and it depends on what a person is comfortable with. A person may just be comfortable with being a naked trader. A person may just be comfortable with being a price action person. It doesn't mean that they chose the wrong technical analysis. No, that's not the thing. That's their way of interpreting the market, and it's all good. Yeah, so there's different ways to conduct technical analysis. I use Elliott wave theory. Like my mentor is Dollar Will. Everybody knows what Dollar Will is.
Yeah,
Taught me
and
Elliott wave theory.
shout out to Dollar Will. He's in the chat. Hey yo, I appreciate Dollar Will coming through. You know what, Dollar Will? I gotta call you out, bruh. You only come up on my channel when Lionel is on, bro. I see what's going on. So he ain't here to support me. He's here to support you. I see what's going on.
Whoever talking about money, he there.
Ah.
Hence his name, Dollar Will.
Okay,
He
so
talking about money, he there.
Lionel, I'm about to show you this chart right here. This is by a popular guy on Twitter. He's not. He's kind of like Plan B, but he's not as big. His name is Tech Dev, and he basically showed the mid cycle corrections with the long Fibonacci right here. I can make this bigger, but basically he's saying that it's similar to 2013, 2017. Um, Looking at this, do you agree with him or disagree?
I don't know his form of technical analysis.
Okay.
He's finding similarities in the patterns.
Okay.
Now, on the price on the price, what you call that, on the price scale, it's gonna. How am I trying to say this? So when price went up from left to
And by
right.
the way, Lionel, I'm not once again, I'm not putting you on the spot for a wrong or
No, no,
right
no, no,
answer.
no, no,
I'm
no.
simply asking you for your opinion because you know me, I'm loud. You know me, like, yo, Solo's yelling, blah, putting me on the spot. No, no. I just want to get your opinion on what you think because once again, Lionel, I've been, you know, studying the crypto market. Of course, I've been not just on Twitter, but also reading articles, watching different content creators. But what I'm saying, Lionel, is just to make my point real quick, a lot of technical analysis guys on Twitter and YouTube are comparing the cycle that we're going through. They're comparing it to 2013, 2017. So that's why I brought it up that you have a lot of these TA guys, and I'm not saying you, but some of these popular guys on Twitter and social media saying that, oh, this is just like 2013 or 2017.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to do is put that chart into context. So when I see that chart, I see waves, like uh, wave cycles. What he's done is find similarities that my former technical analysis, LA wave theory, I see waves. So from 2013 to 2017 to 2021 slash 2022, you're gonna, well, I see waves. Now price went up from whatever the price was in 2012, 2013 to the whatever the price is. It did that in a short amount of time. Notice when from 20 those times are getting longer. So from the 2017
Agreed.
block is short. The cycles are getting longer. Hence, we're starting. We're not starting. We are growing. The market is maturing into longer cycles. So, hence, this cycle, this bull cycle, is longer. It's taking years, a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing's going to happen during the bear market. It's going to take years, and then we go to a bull market again. It's going to take an extended amount of time. These cycles are getting longer.
Mm-hmm.
So he's fine. He see those similarities.
Now, Lionel, as a technical analysis, let me read the super chat first. And shout out to Zazzle F with the 49.99 super chat. Brother, I appreciate that a lot. Considering that a lot of people don't donate on my crypto streams. If this was a big booty pog stream, Lionel, brothers be all over it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shout out to Charles Clark. He says, support the channel, great information. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. And by the way, Lionel is, like I said, Lionel's been on my channel many times. We just having a dope conversation because Lionel, here's my thing. I realized that technical analysis is so important because you know why, Lionel?
Understand?
I'm tired of hearing the question, where do you think the price is gonna go? Where do you
Oh,
think the price is gonna go? And then I realized, okay, people don't even look at technical analysis.
no.
And for me, I had to get into that thanks to Ian Balina. Shout out to him. He's one of my mentors. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I can read articles and this and that. But here's the thing. If you do the TA, Lionel, you would agree with me on that. If you see a reversal trend where it's going down and you buy the dip and you happen to be right, then you might get a coin at the right price because you predicted it at the right price.
Hmm. Yeah,
Am I lying?
yeah, at a very good
Yeah,
entry. Yeah.
yeah. I've done that. Now, don't get me wrong, Lionel. I've done it where, listen, if I had my ideal technical analysis, Lionel, you know what it looked like? A straight line, like an 80-year-old man taking Viagra, right?
Mm.
But that's not realistic. Let's be honest. And so for me, I look at everything now. I look at technical analysis more this year than I ever have because there's merit to that. Lionel, let me ask you this: how far can you realistically chart um, an analysis, if you want to say that? Can you go and say, okay, I'm going to see where it's going to be 6 months to a year from now, or is that too far out? What's your take on that? I mean, because basically, isn't that what the stock plan B did with the stock to flow model, where he basically charted it out for like 5 years at the time?
Yeah, and that's his. And that, like I said, there's different ways to perform a technical analysis. Some ways allow a person to chart out X amount of time in the future, like a short range. Some allows people to. I like LA Wave theory because it allows you to chart out once what price can potentially do a few months in advance. Some like Plan B. I don't know which how he came up with his what allows you apparently to go years in advance.
Right. And Plan B's model, I guess, is definitely a lot of people are saying that this year is definitely on the line because it has been below the models for a lot of the cycle and whatnot. I think that Plan B and guess what, Lionel? I follow his model. I'm studying it. I'm not saying I'm an expert on it, but I think his model has been very realistic. And the reason why I say it's been manipulation is because, Lionel, I truly believe that realistically speaking, Bitcoin should be anywhere from 80 to 100,000 right now. And that's according to his model as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
However, it's not. Does that mean that Plan B is, not valid? I don't think you can say that because his model has been accurate for many a year, even within, you know, if you look at it when it went exceedingly high, for a moment, and then boom. There's a certain, I forgot the terminology that he uses, but I think it's very valid, and there's a reason why a lot of YouTubers follow that model. Um, Now Sazo F has a question for you. I rock with you, fam. It's my first time catching you live. Doesn't Lionel live in SC? I don't know if Lionel wants to share where he lives, but no, he does not live in SC. Hey, Lionel, maybe he's trying to buy you a cup of coffee so you can teach. Oh man. All right. Okay, so Lionel, you ready to move on to the next last topic?
Sure.
Okay, unless there's anything else you want to say. And by the way, Lionel, and this is why, Lionel, I wanted you to do the advanced course on the technical analysis, brother. Because here's the thing, Lionel, I think Lionel, you'd be shocked. I think we're gonna need that sooner than you think. Because trust me,
You
like
don't know how right you are.
we're going to Lionel. We're going to. But you know what, Lionel, I realized because I talked to one of my boys, shout out to Trader Nate. He does technical analysis on the stock market, right? And those are his videos. And he's like, you know what, Solo, I realize you're right. Like when you make those videos where you're talking about 5 coins to buy on $100 or five cryptos to get, those get more views than if you invite a brother on to talk about TA. And I told him, bro, this is how the YouTube game works. But one thing, Lionel, even though we might not always agree with price points, this and that, we do agree with one thing. We know Bitcoin is going to go up eventually. We see that with the mass adoption that's happening right now. I mean, that's happening. But one thing I realized, Lionel, especially like in the last 6 months, because I've been getting so many messages. What's the price? What's the price? If people were more focused on technical analysis, Lionel, they wouldn't be asking me that question because guess what? If they even knew how to do it as from a novice point, they'd be able to chart their own price. The only difference wait,
Man,
Lionel, let me ask you
man.
let me rephrase that. They would be able to chart their own price, but they may ask me, do you think my prediction is right or wrong?
Yeah,
But when I
yeah.
hear somebody, and this is why I brought up BitBoy Crypto earlier, Lionel, not to diss him, but when I hear somebody like BitBoy Crypto, who's got 1.27 million followers right now, say that in the next 3 weeks we're gonna hit 100,000, and then I got people DMing me, and I'm disagreeing. Guess what, Lionel? And I got to keep it real. And I'm not trying to be petty, but guess what? People are gonna believe him over me, not because
Mhm.
he's more knowledgeable. And I'm not saying I'm more knowledgeable than BitBoy. I'm not saying that at all. He's been in the space since 2013. But what I'm saying is, Lionel, listen, Lionel, I may not be the most savvy at TA and even with the fundamentals, but even I know for Bitcoin to jump up to 60,000 bucks from 40 to 60, and when he made the prediction, Bitcoin was at 48.
Mhm.
I mean, it's asinine, Lionel. Like, it's asinine. That's like a dating coach coming on here and saying, if you take my dating course, you're gonna have a rotation of 10 beautiful women that are gonna be nines and tens
Mm.
within three weeks. No, that's not gonna happen. I mean, like
Mm.
now you get. I don't know if you understand where my frustration is coming
I
from, but what I'm
understand. I
saying
understand.
is I think that, and this is why I'm going to be focusing in 2022 more on technical analysis. And you might email me like, "Yo, Solo, you butchered that." I'm like, "All right, cool." Dollar Will says he's going to train me. Okay, cool. Dollar Will,
Yeah, yeah, do that, do that.
we Dollar Will, if you going to teach me, cool. Well, you might have to lower your price though, man, because you know.
Well, he charges $10 a month.
Oh, okay, all right, that's cool then.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Dollar Will, I don't know if he charges $1,000 a month or something like that, but what I'm saying is, Lionel, the reason I say that technical analysis is so important, and why one of the reasons why I've always had you on the channel, I respect you, is and I do believe that both technical and fundamental analysis are very important. And if you're able to combine them, great. But nobody can predict the price. We're not Miss Cleo on here, right? If we were, we would be billionaires. We wouldn't even be doing this. We would just,
Mm.
whatever. But I really think, Lionel, when you start to see in the crypto space people making videos talking about XRP $10,000 overnight, and these guys have a bigger following than I do, hundreds of thousands of followers, or Big Boy Crypto talking about Bitcoin to 100K in 3 weeks, and then here's the sad part, Lionel, they can be wrong and they don't have to apologize. But guess what? Somebody
Mm-hmm.
got wrecked, and they're gonna still get more followers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not hating, but what I'm saying is that this is why I emphasize doing your own research. And if you don't know technical analysis, guys, technical analysis is the weakest game in my crypto repertoire. I've always said that. I watch guys that are more knowledgeable than me. That's why I used to watch Lionel. Facts. Lionel will tell you when you used to be on at 8 a.m. CST time,
Oh yeah,
I'd be in the
yeah,
gym. I'd be like, "What up, bro? Remember?" Now you don't do it
yeah.
anymore. That's why I said, Lionel, you're so needed in the space because there's so much fun. But I get it why you don't do it, because it's sexier to talk about Bitcoin going up to 100K in 3 weeks than to show a realistic chart with candles and corrections and lines and different things where you'd be like, well, Bitcoin might hit 100 grand in the middle of 2022 or 2023.
Mm-hmm.
You get the point I'm trying to make?
I
Like,
understand. I understand. I understand. Yeah.
hey, Rob says, what's your point? I just explained my point, but and so I really believe, Lionel, as a content creator, um, I have a responsibility to be transparent and as honest as possible. Now, am I am I wrong sometimes? Of course, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to get up here and say, "Yeah, it's going to go up to 100 grand in 3 weeks," and then I'm gonna delete the tweet. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. Anyway, let's go to the last topic for the day. So, Miami Coin. For those who are not familiar, Miami, yes, the city of Miami has come up with their own coin. Okay, so Miami Mayor Francis Suarez has been celebrating the success of a recent initiative to fund municipal projects through the proceeds of a city specific crypto protocol built atop the Bitcoin blockchain. On September the 13th, Miami City's commissioners voted to accept funds generated by a new cryptocurrency, Miami Coin, which was launched in August by City Coins. The coin is built on Stacks, an open source network of decentralized applications and smart contracts that use Bitcoin blockchain as a programmable base layer. Okay, hard coded into Miami's protocol is the requirement of the 30% of all coin mines are routed to a digital wallet designated for the city. So 30% of the coins, this Miami coin guys that are created, will go straight to the city. Those funds will be earmarked for spending on projects such as projects to mitigate the risk of climate change, funding initiative for underprivileged communities, and investing crypto education for tech entrepreneurs. Okay, let me stop it right there. What are your thoughts so far on Miami coming up with their own coin? wouldn't it be just smarter for them to utilize an existing coin already, or does that make sense to you? Like, yo, if the city's getting 30% kickback, why not?
Well, for if they making money, then they're gonna use whatever at their disposal to make money. I don't know Miami's municipal balance sheet or bills or anything, but it seemed to me since they're making money on this Miami coin, that I'll put it like this: it should allow them to do more for the city in terms of civil services. It's working. It's working. Now, those in the cryptocurrency space, like Bitcoin maximalists and such, they will argue, use Bitcoin for these reasons. Well, what Miami is doing is working. Now, will it? It'll work until it don't work no more, and then they'll go with something else. But this is my first time hearing about it, but it's working for them.
Yeah. And you know what, Lionel? This part here really caught my attention. Um, he added, it's theoretically possible that the city could generate enough taxes through Miami coin so that our residents don't have to pay 1 cent in tax.
Wow.
Now, when I hear that, as a guy who believes in cryptocurrency because it's decentralized, aren't they kind of shooting themselves in the foot by doing that?
Yeah, I wouldn't propose it because you go that route, you are training the citizens not to pay taxes.
But you
And
know
if
what, Lionel? Hold up. But this is what decentralization is supposed to be, right? Like, you look at, like, if I lived in Miami, right, and I'm seeing this, this would be great news. But guess what? Number one, there are going to be obstacles getting the massive adoption to happen with Miamians to adopt this. But I don't. And number two, I don't want to FUD this, but I think this would be great for Miami because imagine you live in Miami, you don't have to pay taxes because guess what? The currency everybody's using, Miami coin, is paying for your taxes. That would be amazing. But realistically speaking, I don't see that happening, but I think that would be great.
with like I say, I you don't want to train your citizens to say, "Oh, you don't have to pay taxes here," and something goes to a point where you need tax revenue to you start charging people for taxes again. And all of a sudden, you're charging people, and they set up shop off the basis of, "Oh, here we don't have to pay taxes. The weather's great. It's a fun city." Da, and
Well,
all of a
guess what?
sudden,
Right now, with regulations that they're passing, and I think they already passed the infrastructure bill, if I'm not mistaken, Miamians are going to pay taxes anyway.
yeah,
If they ain't going to pay to Miami, they'll definitely be paying to the federal government.
I don't think Florida has federal taxes.
Okay.
I don't know. So somebody can correct me. I don't think they do.
Yeah, and you know
The
what?
state tax is
I,
the
I,
federal
I,
state tax. State tax. They don't have state tax.
they don't have state tax,
Is it right? I don't know. Somebody
but
correct
with the infrastructure bill, which is a federal tax, they would have to pay that on crypto.
me. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna do a video on that. I don't like doing videos on taxes because then you get into like a lane where it can be a little bit um,
Mm,
tricky, as you know by now. But the tax bill that they got for crypto is ridiculous. So um, I do hope they change it. But with this administration, I mean, I mean, we got a president who's half asleep at times, bro. Like, let's just keep it real. Um, I do think this is great news, regardless, in my opinion, Lionel. Simply for the fact that if they're able to get mass adoption in Miami for it, they'll be years ahead of other cities. I mean, I know El Salvador just adopted Bitcoin. Um, I know Austin, Texas, they're doing their part as well as Wyoming. But I think this is great news regarding mass adoption. Um, but it's all and if you think about it now, Lionel, uh, I had a a brother on who's certified as a blockchain specialist, and he was saying that the more adoption that is going to happen, the faster it's going to flourish. And he said that people don't even realize it, but they already, in a way, are starting to do it in a sense. Because think about it, Lionel. If you got Cash App, right, you can buy now Bitcoin on Cash App. Robinhood, you can buy crypto on there as well. And so a lot of people don't realize it, but your cell phone, in a I don't know how long, it could be a few years, it could be a decade. It's going to be your wallet eventually. You already see Apple Pay has it, right? If you have the Coinbase card, if you have the crypto.com card, etc., you can add it to your Coinbase wallet, your Apple wallet, excuse me. So a lot of people, when they think of crypto, they think, well, I got to type in my private keys, this and that. No, I mean, it looks just like your regular debit or credit card. And now a lot of people are going to use it in their phones. But the problem, the issue is going to be when you see mass adoption happening, is that a lot of people are still gonna ignore it. And you know what, Lionel? This is how I know. In 2017, Lionel, we didn't have this. I don't know if you can see the picture that I just put up.
Hmm.
This is a Bitcoin exchange in the middle of a beach in San Diego that my cousin sent me. Now, don't get me wrong. Were there Bitcoin exchanges and ATMs in 2017? Yes, but they've built 10,000 of them since the beginning of this year in America alone, right? So my cousin sent me this picture. I took a picture of this at a local gas station in my city.
Hmm.
And, make no mistake, mass adoption is happening. Um, where now you go into it where they have the Bitcoin machine right next to the ATM machine. What are your thoughts on that, Lionel? Have you seen those Bitcoin ATM machines or the exchanges in your city? And if so, what are your thoughts? If not, what are your thoughts regardless?
Well, they're around. They're around, and the more ways of adoption does increase usage. Like if no one was using a dollar, what would be the purpose of a dollar? So if no one was using Bitcoin, it wouldn't be this price. The price going up tells you that there are people investing in that asset.
Yeah, and I think that eventually, like I said, when you hear, and that's always been something that I look at is, usage, right? And it's not a secret that those are the cryptos that I've based my whole financial strategy on. I've mentioned that since day one. Um, but not just for currency. Now you see cryptocurrencies being implemented in these phone games and computer games like Axie Infinity and Ultra, Decentraland, etc.
Mhm.
Utilizing the blockchain technology, and NFTs have completely changed the game. I haven't even done a video on that yet, because I'm still getting caught up on that. But NFTs have really become popular, right? Last year,
Mhm.
DeFi was the wave. This year, it's NFTs. So the market is evolving. And here's the crazy part: um, a lot of I believe that there are coins still out there yet that we haven't even thought of that are going to be major in regards to usage case because of the fact that they will find a niche or need that will need to be addressed in the future. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's definitely exciting times. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. So Lionel, I'm gonna leave you with final thoughts on Bitcoin, the crypto market, what your final thoughts are, and then we'll wrap it up.
I would just say, what we talked about today is good. Uh, talk challenging common narratives in the cryptocurrency space. Prices don't go up forever. Prices don't go down forever. There's three things prices can do. Prices can go up, down, and sideways. If you expect crypto to go up forever and uh, don't
No,
have
no,
any,
no, Lionel, you wrong.
no,
Because BitBoy Crypto said it's going to 100,000 in 3 weeks, and he's got 1.27 million followers. So you know he right because he got a big
man,
following.
people, pe- if people think that crypto is going to go up forever without any interim dips, peaks, and troughs, then they're going to be fed to the wolves every time. And two, people want to be, people tend to want to be influenced by people they want to be influenced by. So if subconsciously they seek out people who agree with their narrative, and they sit there and be influenced by those people every time. And this conversation tonight, like I said, challenges popular narratives. Yeah, I agree with people. Bitcoin could go to $1 million. Yeah, I agree with people. Bitcoin could go to zero.
Okay, let me ask you
Uh,
this line now. Let me ask you this, just to throw it out there, because I already, in fairness, I already gave my prediction that, and I'm not asking you for $1 million. We know it's going to happen, but I'm thinking, as I said, it'll hit 100K by January or February. Do you have a prediction for that? When do you
nope,
think Bitcoin will hit 100K, in your opinion? And we're not going to hold you to it, but we just want to get your opinion.
I don't know. If it
Oh, come on,
does,
Lionel. Come on.
I'm
You
serious. I'm
always do
serious.
this, brother. Every
I'm
time.
serious. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
just
know. But if it
okay.
does, I'll be there looking at the chart.
Okay.
And if there's a trend reversal, I'm out. I don't know. But if it does, I'm out. If Bitcoin goes to 1 million, I guarantee you that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in between. Then,
Oh, facts.
if Bitcoin goes to zero, I guarantee you, you look at the charts and understand the simple understanding of a trend reversal. You'll see it in the charts before you hear it in the news or you hear it on uh, social media or something like that.
Okay. Now, Lionel. Once again, it's not financial advice, but which coins are you bullish on? I mean, you don't have to give a price prediction, but what are your thoughts, for example, on ADA? Um, are you bullish on ADA? Do you think ADA, now that they have implemented smart contracts with the Alonzo, that's going to help aid out more, or what coins are you looking at, if you don't mind sharing?
Any coins is making money. I'm an agnostic investor. I
That
am an
didn't answer the
agnostic
question.
investor. No, that is answer the question because there's more
Okay,
things
so
out
so
there. Go ahead.
so okay, let me ask you this, because Lionel, I'm not a day trader. I mean, you day trade, Lionel?
Nah, I'm not a day trader. No.
Okay. See, that's why I want to learn technical analysis, so I can be a day trader. Because everybody who are day traders, that's what they go based off of, right? Um, but you're not looking at a coin like, Avalanche, for example, has been going up, and obviously it's up a little bit, but it went up like 10% the other day. Where you're looking at it, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get into that.
But everything is going up. If I say Ethereum, someone gonna say, well, Solana or Avalanche has made more gains than Ethereum. If I say Cardano, someone will say Hex or Shiba Inu has made more gains
Oh, don't say
than
that word here, man. That word is banned right now.
oh well,
The H
those
word, the H word.
oh yeah,
You
but
know I rock with Shiba Inu, but the H word has been banned.
well, it's making people money.
BitConnect.
I know, well, it's making people money as long as people get out before a everyone else get out, and b before it goes down, then it makes you
Oh
money.
man,
People that invested in
Lionel, please don't tell me you're in hacks, brother.
no,
No, no,
I'm
no,
not.
no, 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 Lionel. No, I don't. No, no. I'm sorry, Lionel. I just, because we had a couple brothers on, not a couple, but a brother on a couple weeks ago, and he was trying to shill hex, and I
No,
just, you know,
this is the difference. I'm not in any particular cryptocurrency right now. This is
right.
the thing. If I were to say I'm in a particular cryptocurrency, people would perceive that as saying, hey, I endorse this particular cryptocurrency. When in fact, all I'm saying is I'm in this particular asset because it's making me money. I'm not married to it. It's making me money until it don't make me money anymore. So people are perceiving two different things. They're not perceiving my why I'm in this particular asset. A person may think I'm in this particular asset because news just came out that they're releasing their smart contract or they decentralized exchange. So therefore, Lionel is in this particular asset. No, I'm in the asset because it's making money, not because
And,
they
and
had
and I
news.
like that. I like that. Lionel is not in it for the tech, y'all. He's in it for the
No,
bread.
I'm right,
And
right.
here's the thing, and I always say that too, because everybody's like, well, what about the, I mean, obviously I look at utility usage and all of that, right? Tokenomics, all of that and whatnot. Um, but at the end of the day, when you know, there are certain things that I do look at, fundamental wise, Lionel, that if it doesn't make sense to me, then why would I get into it? Like there was a few months ago where another coin pumped, and people kept asking me about it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's called where is it at? Where is it at? Was it okay? This ICP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you look at like ICP, okay, it went up to. Hold on one second here. It went up to $494 at one point, right? Out the gate. And since then it's been hovering around 60 and 50. Now my philosophy is I don't buy the top, but when ICP first came out, it was super duper high, right? And what I'm saying is, Lionel, I guess let me ask you this, because you're looking at a coin to make you money. If back in June you saw ICP at $400 or $300, would you have bought into it, or would you have waited?
There's a
Now I know
comment.
hindsight is 2020, but
It's a common knowledge that just because when when something IPO or ICO, that's not, it tends to
Mhm.
retrace. The price is
Oh
going to go
yeah,
down.
facts, facts.
So based off that, I wouldn't have done. I would have done it. And two, yeah. Just based off that period. And for two, if you're looking at the charts, and when it's you when it debuts, you know what price gonna do.
Hmm.
It can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways. Well, let's see what price is gonna do.
Yeah, yeah. And so guys, Lionel, any final words? Because I know I interrupted you again.
Oh no, I'm good.
You sure? No, Lionel, go ahead. I'm gonna put myself on mute because
No, no. What I had to say, I already had to say. I ain't really had no other final words.
okay. So my final words are, guys, as I always say, DYOR, do your own research. Um, at the end of the day, I get it. Everybody wants crypto to go up, but the problem is that you know just because somebody's a popular YouTuber and says it'll go up in 3 weeks, Bitcoin, for example, doesn't mean it's going to happen. Okay. At the end of the day, look, I could sit here and tell you, yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to go to a quarter million by the end of the year, but based off of what? Just because
Mm-hmm.
I think so, off of my emotions, or a whale told me, you know. And so even when I get quote unquote whale information, I don't even like to share that because, like I said, Lionel, my whale right now is 1 for 5. He got Ben Simmons numbers. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, guys, do your own research, not just on the fundamental aspect by watching videos that I do, but also learn technical analysis. Go watch Lionel's channel. Still got videos up on crypto with Lionel. Um, Learn technical analysis. I know that we don't have a lot of people here, and I know the people that are here, you guys take this seriously. I know that if Bitcoin were next week to go up to 50,000 or 60,000, a lot of people are going to FOMO in and get wrecked. I've seen it before in 2017, Lionel, as have you. And I don't want people to get wrecked. And one thing that I like that Lionel said is start having a plan for profits. This is something that I've been talking about for the last 2 months. Um, because everybody's like, well, the top, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to hit 100,000. Okay, well, guess what? And then what happened last time there was a flash crash, uh, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? People couldn't go into Coinbase or couldn't go into exchanges. I listen, I couldn't get into my Bitmark because I wanted to buy the dip. I couldn't get into it, right? So have a plan and be realistic when you're taking profits. Set up stop losses. Not financial advice. I'm just saying have a plan, you know, because everybody has the same idea, Lionel. Everybody has the same idea. Oh, I'm gonna cash out at the top because Big Boy Crypto says 100,000, or this XRP guy says 10,000. Well, guess what? Everybody has the same plan, and then those people who had that plan, 90% of them get wrecked.
Agree.
So all I'm saying is, guys, have a plan. Sit down, whatever you're buying, and this is why, like I said, it's not financial advice because my situation is different from Lionel and vice versa. Lionel is a baller, so it's different.
No.
Allegedly, you feel me? So what I'm saying is, guys, really do the research and look at it realistically. Don't let somebody, and guys, listen. This goes back to the story I was saying earlier, where I was like, yeah, Bitcoin might at the beginning of the year, because I remember we did that show. At first, I was like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to go to 100 to 150, but because I let that crypto girl gas me up, I was like, yeah, it's going to go to 200,000 plus. Well, look at it. Listen, I would have to be BitBoy Crypto to say, even though it's September, for it to go to 200,000 plus by December. You know what I mean? Unless I use this excuse line now, it's going to be a Black Swan event.
Mm,
They going to turn the lights off.
mm.
But that's, and this is the problem with the crypto market. This is why people get turned off line now, because people start to hear stuff like that, and that's when crypto starts to sound like a scam.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of BitConnect, where people thought, well, I can be a millionaire if I just invest $100 in BitConnect. Well, what happened? A lot of people got wrecked in BitConnect. If you don't know what BitConnect is, do your research. You can't even buy it anymore. You can't even sell it anymore if you have some. And no exchange going to allow you to cash it out. So I just want people to do their research, to do their due diligence. Don't believe everything I say. Don't believe even everything Lionel said. Do your own research. Learn technical analysis. Learn the fundamental aspects. That's what I do primarily, but I bring guys like Lionel on amongst other brothers that are more savvy than that in that regard than I am. But at the end of the day, I want people to understand that stop looking at it like, okay, I bought some Ethereum or Bitcoin or ADA. Will I get rich in 2 weeks? It's not like that. Because I've been wrong with predictions too. Lionel, I thought that ADA was going to be um, at $3 by now. Well, I'm wrong. It's at $2. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, nobody knows everything, um, and just be very conscientious that this is your money that you're putting in. Also, guys, we got 75% off the crypto course. I know a lot of people have been signing up. It's the beginner's guide, where, like I said, I go through the history of Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as show you how to, you know, purchase it for beginners on Coinbase and store it on a ledger and a Tracer wallet, as well as exclusive interviews with my mentor, Ian Bellina, who has a YouTube channel by the name of Token Metrics. Check him out as well. And the link will be in the description. And Lionel, I sincerely hope that you do come back to YouTube, brother. We need you because there's a lot of BS right now going on in the crypto market, bro. So with all
Yeah.
these guys talking, so we need some of that realism back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Well, listen, guys. We out crypto and chill, and I'm gonna have another crypto episode soon. I'm working on different. Like I said, I'm working on multiple different crypto uh, PowerPoint presentations. It's just a lot of research. God bless y'all. God bless America, and we out.